So Bitcoin is sitting at $29,182. We have lost a major support. Now, I did a show on Friday speaking about altcoins looking incredibly bullish, market looking really strong. We finally had a dominance turn, but ultimately we need to be careful with Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin going to hold the major support? And right now, the only threat that we have is Bitcoin slowing down this momentum. And what happened over the last few days is we did lose the $29,500 level. And now what we're going to speak about is the two major options. We spoke about the first option on Friday, where this is a quick fake out to hit everyone's stop losses. And then we end up going back above 30,000 and start getting to the top of the range. Or what's going to happen is we have the 𝗵𝗊𝗱𝗃, where ultimately price will go down and fill the previous gap. So I think the big question we're going to ask ourselves now, is this a nice little fake out? Is it a stop loss hit? Is it for liquidations? Or is this a start of a bigger pullback? And if so, what does this mean for altcoins? What does this mean for Bitcoin dominance? Because as this is all happening, we do have one of our favorite coins, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, waking up and starting to break some major resistance levels, even though we are getting a Bitcoin pullback. And ultimately, what we're starting to get is some big MA crosses over here on the higher time frame. We're starting to get higher highs, and ultimately, we are very close passing the 8-cent mark. Therefore, I see a big acceleration, either up to 10 to 11 cents, if not the 15 to 16 cent mark. But what we want to focus on about Doge is we have something happening, and there might be news coming at any single moment. But why we like this is because, yes, we're having a Bitcoin pullback at the moment. But what we want to see on the Bitcoin bounce is we want to see a dominance collapse. And will Doge be the one that gets that dominance to continue to the downside? Because if dominance can lose the 49% mark, we do have 44% as the next target. Therefore, yes, there is a pullback right now, but the bounce will become incredibly large if we have that dominance collapse. So let's go to the Bitcoin levels. Let's go through where Solana's at, where Doge is at, where Phantom's at, where DOTS, with Render, many different tokens. Let's speak about the bounce points. And if the bounce happens, how are we trading it? Is this maybe one of the biggest opportunities you have before another alt leg, another big push to the upside? Maybe Bitcoin does go to 40,000 after this. No more wasting time. This is going to be a big show.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
Fam, hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I did not do a show yesterday. Busy prepping the mind for the year and get the whole bull run strategy up to scratch. I'm preparing. Again, we have time just ticking. At any moment, this major bull market may start, and I'm just making sure that I'm prepared. I'm making sure my mental state's in a good place, what I really want from the bull markets. I'm paying a lot of attention to that. And over the weekend, I actually shot myself 2 to 3 videos again. Sheldon, next time the market goes here, you will take profits, because I just went through this bear market and it was terrible. So focus on me now, because I know you're going to get very greedy, but when we get here, take profits. And all that I'm doing is drilling it into my head of what I want from this market. So when it gets there and I have a different opinion, I don't change it. Secondly, I'm taking that video and I'm sending it to the best people that I have in my life to make sure that they're there to nudge me. Take notes of it, guys. We all sit here and we wish for this bull market. It comes and it goes. And it comes for literally 6 months and it's gone for 3 years. And that's the thing. So again, well done on all of you guys watching. Well done on all you guys staying strong through this. This is the period where the next millionaires are born. And ultimately, those that come back later on, they just here to make money, right? You guys are sticking through and actually understanding the game, and you're going to have the skill for the rest of your life. So speaking about that, we have cohort 7 coming with Sniper School. I think it's cohort 7 or cohort 8. I know we're up to 7. And I know we're up to 30,000 registrations for school. We have that starting tonight. So go below and smash that registration button and come join me in class. Let me help you, give you the toolbox that helped me in the bull market, that helped me from becoming a carpenter with a couple $100 to becoming, a dollar millionaire. End of the day, what had happened for me was I able to change a lot within my family. I'm able to create a life for us and to just give everyone opportunity around me. And you can do the exact same. So take the first step for yourself. Help yourself on this journey. Secondly, we have Banter Bubbles. So go to the App Store, get Banter Bubbles, as that will be a huge tool for you to use when the market wakes up. Now, guys, how are we doing? Smash a like, smash the subscribe button. What's happening, guys? I see we've got many different people. Yo, yo, yo. We got Justin. What's happening? I think it's Simone, if I'm saying it right. We got Reese. We got MELD. We got Danny. What's happening, guys? Okay, let's jump straight in and let's have a little bit of a chat and see where we're at with the market. So the first thing let's quickly speak about is Bitcoin starting to lose some shorter time frame support at the moment. And I think the big question now is there more downside? Is there more downside? And is it a huge buying opportunity on the downside? How should we play it? And what are the major areas we need to focus on? So the first thing you got to understand is we still have RSIs tapering around the bottom. So even though you're starting to get a little bit of acceleration in price right now, we are getting to the bottom phase. Now, what happens when we have our RSI come to the bottom, as you can see on the screen right now, it basically indicates we're getting to the phase. But what these indicators like to do is only when it gets to the bottom is when the big moves actually start to happen. So what it's basically saying is it's saying that there is a time frame now for the bears to try to take control. There is a time frame for them to push price down as quick as they can. But the time is running out. Therefore, if there is going to be more downside, it's going to happen very quickly, very soon. And it may be on FOMC tomorrow. That might bring some volatility in the market because the market is getting quite boring as things stand. But ultimately, we are getting to a point where this will happen quickly. So let's speak about the two bearish scenarios, the two major bearish scenarios. The first one is, at any moment now, we lost the $29,600 level. So what that means was that was previously support, guys. That was a level where we were holding for a good period of time. And I spoke about this wedge over here that we're testing many, many, many times. And the problem with testing is you start eating away a wall that was sitting in that place. And therefore, when that wall is gone, you start the acceleration. Now, this previous support now becomes resistance, guys. And that's a big thing to understand. So what that basically means now is you have the first big bearish scenario. The first one is on the smaller time frames, we do have the RSIs at the bottom. So I'm expecting a bounce within today. I do think the market's going to have a little bit of a bounce. But then it's important to understand that it might go here, that previous level that was support, and then the big sell-off happens again, and you have this big acceleration down to the downside. If that play does happen, I'm expecting around $27,000 to the $28,000 area for another big reaction. Ultimately, we have a lot of major support areas. We have the 200 daily moving average sitting in that area over there. And we do have the gap of where we broke out the first time, where price went really fast away, ultimately comes back, fills the gap. And from here, we could be looking at a strong bounce to the upside. So that's how it looks on the shorter, very bearish scenario. And the way that will basically work is bounce within today. FOMC happens tomorrow. We have a dump off. And I think this happens very quickly. I do think it happens quickly. But when we do get to these areas of 27 to 28, I do think there's a strong bounce. Why? Because RSIs are down to the bottom. And what I'm seeing over here is I think there's going to be another big bounce on support. We still cannot deny that the market is definitely still in an uptrend for the year. And ultimately, as long as we hold these support areas, I still think they're going to be huge bounce areas to the upside at any moment that we get there. So that's the first play. Second play is market bounces again today. And ultimately, it reclaims $30,000. If this happens, this could happen like this. And this was literally just a fake out. And the reason why they would fake it out now is because everyone that was buying over here, they thought, okay, amazing, this is support. Let me put my stop loss over here. So what do? They send price down. They stop loss everyone out over here. And then they go up from there. And it's just a nice little simple rinse of the market that happens at any single stage. So I'm basically starting to focus on this basic play. So what I'm doing is I remember we've lost support now. So what you want to do is you want to keep this very simple for yourself. You actually want to put a trend line at the bottom of this little move that's happening on Bitcoin. and you want to track that up. And it's very simple that this will ultimately go up. As soon as it gets to this area over here, it will crack that trend, and you know, okay, cool. This can be the moment where it comes down strong. Or what happens is it starts to reclaim, starts to hold trend, and starts to break into frame, therefore meaning hold the positions that I'm in at the moment. Now, why am I saying this? Because I see a lot of altcoins at crazy good support areas. And yes, we are getting a little bit of a bearish signal, but ultimately, I would not be afraid at these levels to make sure that I have some positions within. And if we do end up losing this trend a little bit shorter, no problem. Tighten up on stop losses, start to take some sort of profits. No problem at all. But remember, you want to play the 50-50 game. I see DogeCoin's going. I think let's actually speak about DogeCoin for a second. I see DogeCoin's going. Okay,
can I buy you lunch?
You can. Are you making money? Let's see. How much there? Oh.
Can I please buy you lunch?
Yes, buy me lunch, bro. Buy me lunch. I think Doge goes, bro. I don't know your thoughts on it at the moment, but if it gets through this level, which is the areas of, let's just have a look here.
Which prawns would you?
What's the linguistic? What are those prawns? What are those?
Langoustines.
Langoustine, those ones. I want those ones. So here, bro, if it gets through this area, it's the 7.8 to the 8 cent mark. Through that, I see 10 to 15 cents, bro. So that ultimately for me, that's Dylan's chart. There we go. So what we're also getting on Doge here is you see I have the 20, 50 weekly moving averages, and I have the 200 daily, and we've literally broken through all of that. So when it comes to higher time frame moving averages and higher time frame areas, Doge is starting to break some higher time frame moves, not only this major trend that we broke a few days back. So I think we got good entries, bro. And I know a lot of people in the community got those entries too. I'm personally not too much in. I'm in $76,000 position over there. And I'm actually warming up for something. I don't know if we want to speak about what we're warming up for. Because I see you got your racing jackets and I see you looking warmed up. Why are we warming up, bro? Why are we warming up?
All right, so listen. So you all know that 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗴𝗏's got the World Series of Trading.
Warming up, bro. Why are we warming up?
So you all know that 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗴𝗏's got the World Series of Trading competition starting on the 7th of August. I'm actually just opening up the registration page. So here's how it works. We are starting a banter team. This is the banter team. It's called the Banter Whale Room. All of us are on the same team. Sheldon, Kyle, me, Miles, this man over here, Dylan, also on the same team with us. This man over here, I know he sits here quietly in the corner, but he's actually the legend in the back here calling the trades, right? So we all on the same team. It's called the Banter Whale Room team. If you want to join our team, you go to the video, you click on this link. So first of all, you've got to sign up to 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗏 with any Banter referral link. If you've got one, that's great. If you don't have one, use the one here. This is Sheldon's Banter referral link. Sign up to 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗏, claim your sign up bonus if you haven't got one already. Then when you do that, click on this register account here. You'll register the account. You see it's got the button that says register now. So I'm going to register this account that I've got isn't registered. Okay, so choose my squad. You're gonna choose the Banter Whale Room squad. So let's just quickly go here and say Banter. Banter. Just quickly search. Okay, so
bro, I think it's time that Banter. We need gold.
And join.
We need gold, bro.
So we're all going to be on this group. And then what we're going to do on this group is we're going to have a Discord specifically dedicated to this group where you're going to be able to ask trading questions. Dylan's going to be there. Craig's going to be there. Jason's going to be there. Sheldon's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Carl's going to be there. And we're going to share trading ideas. And then we're going to have a trading room show every single day where you can come on, share your trading ideas. We've got to win this.
What's the prize, bro? What's the prize? $8 million.
$8 million.
Woo!
$8 million prize pool.
And how much do they need to? How much do they need to join? What's the minimum requirement to? I
think it's 500. I'm not sure. You can see. So the prize gets bigger the more people register. The prize is already 1 million, and it goes all the way up to 6 million. Okay, so that's 6 million is the prize pool. So I think what we do is we give this thing a proper go this time. Like in the past we've participated, but we've never had a banter team, and we've never tried. I think this time we give it a proper go. All of us trading, the community, let's build this Banter Whale Room. I see 243 people have already registered, which is great. But yeah, I think let's go. We're going to be all trading this together. All going to.
What's the biggest one right now? 700.
I have no idea. Actually, to be honest,
I think it's 700. Go there, guys. We got to be number one. We got to be the biggest, and we got to be number one. We got David entering. He won 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗵 competition. He's coming in hot. Come on, guys. I think it'll be big.
Yes.
David,
okay. So yeah, I think we do that. Hopefully, the market blesses us with some movement and some volatility, and we can have some fun. But if you want to do it, smash it. Let's get this team. Let's get this team. It's going to be fun. Whatever happens is going to be fun. That's for sure. Anyway, Sheldon, carry on. What's your high alpha, bro? I'm just sitting here listening. I'm watching. I'm in the background just listening.
Okay, no problem, bro. Okay, so guys, let's quickly speak about the Doge. So like I said, between 8 cents, I still think it's okay for spot. I think for short-term entries, I think it's a little bit gone at the moment. I do think for spot. And the way I'm basically playing it is I actually like that Doge is going solo at the moment. And especially if we can have this big explosion to the areas of 10 cents, I'm actually looking at riding this up to 10 cents, offloading, taking some profits, and then buying the Solana dip. And I'm going to go through Solana in a second because I think Solana, the fact that we broke that $30 mark, I think it's going to play a big role on the next run. I really do, because ultimately that was a wall that we lost due to the FTX crash. And ultimately, the fact that we've just peeped our head through showed me now that I think that wall is weakening. And I do think that there's still a huge possibility that Solana finally gets back to the areas of the $30 to $40 sort of areas. So the way I'd basically play the Doge, the way I'd basically play it is anywhere between the 7.5 and the 8 cent mark is still my entries. I would start putting in some stop losses because end of the day, you got a good entry, but you want to make sure that if that 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 plays out on Bitcoin, you are protected. So I'd probably have around the 7 cent mark, some stop losses in play. This is the time for Doge to shine. And ultimately, at the moment, we're getting a little bit of the hints. And I'd actually like to add run over here quickly. With this whole X thing that's happening with Ding, I know you had it a bit on your show. Do you think there's something coming? Like, for me, this is a tweet or it's news or something if we crack this, because it shows a huge gap and a huge spike. Well, what do you think it could be?
On my show today, we're going to talk about it, but Twitter also got licenses to do crypto in a whole lot of states. So that's also unfolding at the same time. You've got WorldCoin launching and WorldCoin going for to become the biggest financial institution in the world. And then Elon, who's obviously got beef with Sam Altman because, he funded OpenAI and Elon wanted to run it and Sam Altman said no. And so now Elon's trying to build a competitor. And they're both going after, becoming the biggest financial institution in the world. You can only do that with crypto. Now, do I think it'll only be Doge? No, I don't think it'll only be Doge. I think it's going to be USDT, USDC, and a whole lot of other stuff. But I do think that Doge will play a big part of it. I don't think Elon's going to take all his Doge friends to the water and then then basically abandon them. No ways. So that's okay. The other thing is what I'm going to talk about on my show today is there's a new narrative that's going to come out of here, and it's what it is. It's what we call proof of personhood, because this WorldCoin is now a $20 billion coin, and all it proves is it proves that you're a real person. So in like the land of AI, what you can imagine is you don't know if someone's a human or not a human. That's the problem. So there's a new narrative now called proof of personhood, and there's going to be a whole lot of tokens that prove that a person is actually human. So WorldCoin is not going to be the only one. And that's going to bring us a whole lot of amazing tokens that we can mess around with because, it's going to be...
Oh, wow. Okay. Dude, I'm so excited to see what are these new narratives. Like, we got a new bull market coming and it's like, what is it going to be? It was crazy with NFTs and stuff, the previous one. And now we got all the new plays.
Yeah, we found this Telegram bot narrative first. Nobody else made videos around Telegram bots. We were the first. But now I think we found another narrative, which is this proof of personhood. And I think we're going to look now very, very deeply into proof of personhood and stuff like that.
And these trading bots. Yeah.
Someone says that Carl's concerned that people's eyes will be removed from their head. Are you really concerned about that, Carl? Did you really say that? Are you sure, Carl? But to be honest, that's why they did eyes, not fingerprints, because your eyes, once the blood flow stops, they always check your pupil with a light. That's how they tell if you're alive or dead. So now so if you're dead, then Exactly. So you're not going to have a responsive eye. Now, your fingerprint, the thing is, I can walk up to you now, I can cut your finger off, and I can do your fingerprint. You see? So that's why the eye is what they did. So they're not going to steal people's eyes, Carl. They're not going to steal
So I think the big thing, just to add on here, Run, is like, I think we've got to come down to the sense of that Doge is a big player, and it's probably going to be a big player within the bull market. But what we are seeing here now is, remember I spoke about those 3 moving averages. Look at the last time that they all crossed and released each other from that time. Like, look at it. And that's the thing, is like, is this going to be just a nice little quick hype, or is this actually entries on Doge for the bull market? I think that's the play. Like, do you think that Doge around the 7-cent mark is cheap for the bull market for a 2-year, 3-year hold? Just your opinion.
Can I tell you what I think about Doge? And like, I'm gonna be straightforward and honest with you. I took a position, but let me tell you what I think about Doge. Doge is a very, very, very big market cap coin, right? Like, let's just quickly look at what's the Doge market cap. It's a very big market cap.
Do you actually remember the last bull market? Remember how we used to categorize coins? It used to be the one night stand. It used to be
yes, I remember.
the swing, and then the marriage. That's what I'm asking.
So look, Doge has a fully diluted valuation of $10 billion. Okay, that's like, to move the market on a $10 billion coin, you need a lot of money, right? It's not like if I look at, let's take for example 𝗕𝗶𝘁𝗄. So let's go to 𝗕𝗶𝘁𝗄, and like 𝗕𝗶𝘁𝘄, let's say call it
500 million, right?
Guys, it's like, let's just look at, it's 500 million. So you're talking about moving a 500 million coin and moving a $10 billion coin. Now, problem is that because of Operation Choke Point, there's not much more new money coming into the market, because what the US has done is that effectively, all those TikTokers and all those people that just used to get onto the on-ramps and off-ramps and deposit $500 and $1,000, it's much harder to do that now. And you need a lot more money to actually move Dogecoin. So I'm very bullish about Dogecoin in the long term, but I don't think it's going to like go to 70 cents like it went in the previous bull market.
You don't, eh?
Simply because, no, I don't think it's going to go there now. Simply because I don't think that there's enough ways for people to get money onto infrastructure and to be able to trade it because of Operation Choke Point. Like, remember in the old bull market, what drove up Doge was that all of a sudden you got this wave of TikTokers saying that this is going to be their new money, and each one of them came in and put $1,000, $500, $100, $50, $20. But now you can't do that, because
it was all literally here. It was literally here with everyone.
You've got to move a $10 billion market cap coin. Now that's like moving a $10 billion market cap coin is not like moving 𝗕𝗶𝘁𝗄, where you can throw $50 at it and all of a sudden it starts moving. So you like, am I expecting Doge to go up? I think your price targets for the next couple of weeks to go to 10 cents, very realistic. Do I think that Doge all of a sudden goes to 70 or 80 cents? Not now. There's just not enough cash that we can like push.
But do you think like it's good to have for the next bull market in your portfolio? Do you think it's, especially at 7 cents now, it may be 2 years, maybe 3 years, it should go break all-time high, right?
When I look at Doge, I always say like, what I say about Doge? Go back as far as you can on Doge, but I think your weekly is a bit big. Tell me what's the bottom of the range. It's like 6 cents, right? Like if you look at Doge, bottom of the range, FTX.
The bottom over here is, it's 5.5,
Yeah, and that's like bottom of the range, and like top of the range is 60 cents. So like what is that these Doge holders don't release their coins at 6 cents. So you're buying it now today at 7 cents, 7.7 cents. Your upside is it goes to 70 cents. Your downside, you kind of know that these guys don't let their Doge go unless it's like
they're holding the 5.56 cent mark.
Exactly. So you kind of know your downside and you know your upside. So from a risk return point of view, you can lose 20%, but if on the upside you can make 10x. So for me, good risk return trade. That's the way I see it. Also, what's to say, Doge just keep getting more and more momentum. Like as Elon tweets about it more, and Elon's now really building this financial app. Elon's really building this financial app. This is not a joke. He's not, when he changed.
Bro, is Elon gonna take over the world? Like, how big is this guy gonna go? Like is he gonna just keep going? Like something's like, he's on a mission. He's on a big mission. Okay, while you're still here, bro, I don't want to keep it too long because I still got a lot of coins to go through. Let's quickly speak about Solana. Are you still holding your Solana positions? Because for me now, coming back, holding support. I still think this was a really key break. The fact that we did get through 27, we weren't able to do that throughout the last year, well, the last 6 to 8 months, and ultimately we got through there. So again, we're coming down. We got those major RSI, the major moving averages that I was speaking about, and it is highlighting around this 22-cent mark, $22 mark.
That's a big position. It's 11,000 SOL. It's a $250,000 position. I'm exactly on break even, but I've paid quite a bit of funding costs on the derivatives. This position was $60,000 up when Solana was up at $28. I didn't take profit because I think it's going to go up again. I think it's going to go up again. So I'm definitely holding it. I'm like, Solana,
are you going to join me on that run? Like, let's say Solana can halve a year for 2 days, and so let's say Doge goes to 10. Do you agree with me? We bank the Doge and we go in Sol, bro.
Buy Sol. Look, I'm going to buy Sol. And if Aptos or 𝗬𝗍 get to a $5 billion market cap, $5 or $6 billion market cap, I'm buying. Why? Because I think, you know, they don't have communities, but I think they are quietly building technology. I've always said that I don't like them because they're too expensive. But when they get to like $5 or $6, which is like $5 or $6 billion.
Which one is that?
𝗬𝗍 or Aptos. So they're both like the same. I think I'm starting to prefer 𝗬𝗍 over Aptos. I don't like either of them from a community point of view. But it's not Arbitrum, it's APT, Aptos. Oh, so wait, that's Dylan's chart. I'm looking at Dylan's chart, sorry. Yeah, so 𝗬𝗍, if 𝗬𝗍 can get to like $5, I'll buy 𝗬𝗍, sorry, $5 billion market cap. And if Aptos can get to $5 billion market cap, then I'll start buying them. It's just a hedge to say if one of these tokens make it, like if one of these move tokens make it, then I want to be playing the game with them. So see, like for me, if I can get these into like $4 or $5, I mean, I'm patiently sitting, waiting. I'm in no rush.
How many coins you got in your portfolio at the moment? Honestly,
20, 25.
Okay. So you definitely, I agree. I've been saying the whole time, I think it's time to just start now. You got to be patient, but just to start expanding a little bit and start getting what's cheap before it's no longer cheap.
The other one I'm looking at is 𝗨𝗿𝗀. So it's come down from its all-time high. The 𝗨𝗿𝗀 all-time high was it's like 13 cents or 14 cents. Look at this chart. Okay. It went high. It went like 13 cents and it's starting to come down now. For me, under 5 cents, I'm a buyer.
You're a buyer. Okay.
Under 5 cents.
Okay,
under
cool.
5 cents.
Okay. I'm going to be holding there. Cool, brother. I'm going to jump through any other coins.
I'm good. I actually just tuned to listen, so I'm going to sit in the back end.
Bro, you look good in your racing gear. Like, this is good. I like it. I like it.
And I want to show you something just before I go. Look how cool this is. We've just told the team to join our team. There were 240 people when we started the show. And now we have in our team 281 people. So 40 of you have joined while we live on the show. So well done.
Nice, guys. Keep joining.
Let's blow this thing. Let's blow this thing up, guys. Let's blow this thing up. Dylan,
cool, brother.
Is that you? Dylan Cape Town. Is that you? Dylan CPT.
No.
There's another one. He's the Lord of Entry, bro. He's a Lord of Entry.
Lord of Entry. Lord of Entry. That's what his wife.
I'm looking for.
You're the one with 5 kids. I think that should be your name, bro. 4 kids. Okay, cool, guys. Let's jump straight back in, and let's quickly go through a lot. Okay, so first thing, let's speak about dominance quick. So I spoke about Bitcoin. It looks like dominance is still going to have this little leg to the upside. So the way I'm basically seeing it, if there is the dump, maybe a little bit of upside within the dominance, but then I do see another leg, guys. Where it bounced, for me, there's no major support at this area, and I still think that there's another big distribution to come within altcoins over here. So what we want to do now is, yes, we're sitting in this little sideways range, but at any moment, this collapse can happen over here. So therefore, you're paying, again, attention within the altcoins. Now, what's helping that is obviously Doge. But what we have now is we have Ethereum to Bitcoin also breaking a 12-hour trend to the upside. And what it's basically showing over here is you do have that dominance sitting in that range. But it is showing that if this can start to have a little climb up, we can finally have Ethereum join the party. And for me, I've been saying this previously, that the last altcoin pump that we had the last few weeks was like narrative driven. It was the coins that got smashed from the SEC. You know, it's basically these coins that got bullied and they came back to fight back. But what we've been waiting for is a whole alt market eruption. And if we can have Ethereum break through this range over here, Ethereum is going to be the big leader for me to help get this dominance down. Because if we can have a heated Doge, we can have a heated XRP and an Ethereum, I think it is going to suck liquidity from Bitcoin and continue the altcoin rally. And what you got to remember with this dominance, I actually want to see here quickly with the RSIs, is you still have the weekly making its way down, and it's still showing the next 2 to 3 weeks can definitely still be in favor within altcoins. Now, let's quickly go through these altcoins. The first one I want to speak about is Chainlink. So Chainlink obviously rampaged a few days back. It is having a small little pullback. It's still sitting at these areas. There are two major zones, which I think are good zones to load up on Link. And the reason why I'm getting quite bullish on Link is the same reason that with Bitcoin, I showed you guys those walls. You know, you have that bottom wall and the top wall. And every time you hit it, you start eating away, okay? Now, what we had with Chainlink is firstly, we had a slightly lower high over here. And if we get a higher low, I'm looking at it attempt this wall. At the end of the day, we have hit this wall many different times in the past, and we can't smash that wall. And if we do end up smashing that wall, it starts to open the doors of getting back to $12 to $14. So again, I want you guys to stick to the understanding that yes, you got some coins getting destroyed right now in the market, but you got some really strong altcoins too, because you have Bitcoin sitting at 29K, and look at Chainlink. It's like it's hardly got affected. So you want to trade what's strong right now until we can confirm that all the altcoins have been released. Right now, we haven't confirmed that just yet. We're still waiting for Ethereum. We're still waiting for Doge. But in that time, trade what is hot. So I still think there's two good load up zones of around 7.3 to around the 6.8. Those are my two targets within Chainlink. I do think it bounces at any moment from here. Like I say, if there's a dip, it's going to happen quick. It's either going to happen today or tomorrow. I would have those limit orders set up. The main focus, I wouldn't focus on buying too many altcoins on this dip until we confirm that it is a solid bounce. So I'll be getting the strong ones. Therefore, Chainlink would be one of the first ones. Matic would be the second one. Doge would be the third one. Solana would be the next one. And then we got to speak about poor old Phantom, because if Phantom loses this next zone, it's actually getting, I wouldn't say worrying, but I do think it's really, really, really crazy good entries for your long-term portfolio, because look at this. It's just not bouncing. It's not getting any buying volume right now, but it is coming to this main bottom range. And you can see the amounts of times we've hit this range before in the past, and it's always been incredible, strong load-up zones for Phantom. So I'm still a believer in Phantom. I still think Phantom will get up to high levels. It's clearly still in accumulation right now, but if you do get this around 20 cents, me personally, I'm going to be adding quite a bit within the long-term portfolio. So again, you want to go through your portfolio and you'd be like, okay, I'm trading this amount of money and I'm investing in with this amount of money. And ultimately, on this next dip or on this current pullback right now, like your long-term should focus on what you're getting for the next 2 years. And therefore, if you look at Phantom right now, like in this area of this 22 to 24, if you're going to try fight 3% for something that you're going to hold for 2 years, you might miss your entry. Therefore, for me on this pullback now, I'm not buying Solana just yet for long term, but I'm buying Phantom. I'm not buying Link for long term just yet, but I'm buying Phantom. Like you got to understand, you know, what you're buying as trading. You're trading, you should be buying the strong altcoins right now. And your long term, you can load up in dollar cost in the weaker tokens. But I still think Phantom does go back to the areas of $2 to $3. I really do. And ultimately, from where we're at now, I still put this under my 10x brackets. I still think Phantom's a big one to take advantage of. I still think DOT is one of the big ones for the longer term as well. GRT, many of these. But what you want to pay attention to here, guys, let's just get over here, is a lot of these tokens started these trends. You see these trends over here. So any of them that are sitting on these support buys over here, like I say, they're still strong. They haven't broken trends just yet. And therefore, anytime we've had this discomfort within the market emotionally before, has always been great buying zones. And you got to remember that we do have these RSIs tapering the bottom. But when it comes to my trading, I just want to confirm my trading, Chainlink, Matic, Doge, Solana, those are more or less the strong ones when it comes to trading. When it comes to long-term tokens, I think Cardano at 30 cents is getting cheap. And then we got Phantom. I think we got DOT. Let's see if there's any other big ones over here. Algo. Is Algo like going to zero or what? Like it's either one of the buys for the bull market, like one of the most incredible buys for the bull market, or it is in big trouble because that's been going down. Even Thorchain, 96 cents. Like I'm definitely loading up Let's have a look. Nakamoto's back at 40. Yes, we got Render. Let's actually bring Dol up here. Dol, what you got, bro? Tell us what you're thinking. You're on mute.
I'm looking at AVAX at the moment.
Show us. No.
No, here it comes.
Okay, I need this Doge breakout.
So, yeah, we've seen some of these alts. They've hit nice levels. Some of them have hit like proper areas that I'm feeling very like longable. Others are still a little bit short, and it feels like we need a little bit more downside on some of them. AVAX is one of them. It's kind of just caught this little wick here from that low the other day, and it's had a little bounce. So I've set an alarm here for AVAX at 12.3. I don't know what you think about AVAX, but you know, for a long,
I think the market bounces into that retest, and then if Bitcoin doesn't get back above that 29,500, there's a dump coming, and it's probably from FOMC.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm not rushing into too much right now. There's a couple in nice areas like DOT hit support, VET hit support, links in a sort of a retest area. But I think we might get a little bit more of a dip. So, you know, I'm planning accordingly. If we do get some kind of push up here on AVAX, you know, I wouldn't expect much higher than sort of this retest here, you know, and then look at some more downside. But yeah, I'd love to grab AVAX around 12.3. That would be ideal for me.
What's your if you had to go percentage thing? So I think for me, 55%, I'm leaning on Bitcoin goes to 28. I do think that goes there, but there is a 45% chance of me that it just rips at any moment now. And just there was a fake out. It was literally a fake out.
Yeah, I mean, we were speaking about this on Friday. There was this little 382, and we were talking about a little fake out. Remember, we said they're gonna come here and test this 382, and then we got to see what's happening. But we do have some support here for now. So let's see. I mean, the US market looks okay. You know, nothing too serious happening there. Some good news out of China. You know, maybe a little bit more action coming here. So, you know, maybe another test of these lows, and then they just send us back up. So, you know, I don't want to miss the boat on these things, but I am hoping for a little bit more downside on things like AVAX.
Can you look at Theta there for me? So Theta's 5% green for the day.
Yes.
And it might hit this gap where it might go back to above $1. So I would love to know your thoughts. Look at that. There we go.
Okay, so resistance right now. So now is not an entry for me. This is 12-hour time frame. The entry was lower down. So, you know, what I want to see now is I want to see this old resistance now become support. So when we see sort of confirmed support there, then we know we're in this next range. And I'm eyeing out this region up here as the first sort of move. So, you know, just level by level, step by step. And then we've got the big
sign, bro, because none of these coins moved when Solana and everything pumped. And I think I'm just hoping on the next bounce that we have a total altcoin market eruption. So if we do start to see things like Theta and all these things coming to life, hopefully that is an indication for the rest of the alts to wake up.
And you can see how they've performed. If you look at the highs on the 14th of July, look at BTC, 14th of July, if we go to that high. It dropped 8%, 9%, okay, from the high on the 14th of July. You look at something like Theta, it's actually flat or up. So it's performed really well relative. Look at that. 13th of July, Theta's actually 1.8% down. Something like Link is up. AVAX down. The average alt that I could pick up was about 20% down. But, I mean, some of these are proper performers here. Optimism is another one that's done well. I think 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕 did fairly well. So yeah, I mean, I'm still hoping we're going to get this nice big move here. And then your DogeCoin, was just ridiculous, wasn't it? That was
we're gonna get it, bro. Who's in Doge? Pop in the comments, guys. Who's in Doge? I wanna know. Dol, have you got XRP there? Let's talk about XRP, bro. The one that gave us the first alt pump.
We were at Bounce Country yesterday. Let's see. So yesterday we were talking.
I got 60 cents.
So yesterday we were looking at a little bounce into trend, and then possibly some more downside. It looks very sort of dark and lonely once we lose this 67 level. You know, I don't really like the look of this little candle coming all the way down here. Here's the 200 week. So, you know, we might get some accelerated movement if it comes. So right now, yeah, the play yesterday was just a support bounce to trend, maybe a little higher at this resistance zone, and then we take a look. We see how we go. But yeah, I wasn't like high conviction long really on anything yesterday.
So that one probably wait
while
for the
we
trend
wait.
break, because if the
Yeah,
bottom
so-
plays out on Bitcoin, we're probably going back down to 60, if not
Yeah,
55.
look, I love trying to catch a bottom or identify a bottom, but the safest play is exactly what you're saying. If you're unsure, you pull in this trend line and you just trade the trend break. You know, that's your safest move. So you can just let things play out, let it drift down. You know,
Oh wow, there's many
fun
people
trying
in
to
Doge.
catch the bottom.
Jeez, there's a lot of people in Doge. Oh wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, you can see
Nice.
it's 10 billion market cap, you know, and they're moving the price. So it's
Yeah.
definitely happening. Check Injective. There was that token unlock we spoke about, and it got very sad. It's like actually really like sold off quite a bit. This was one of the scenarios I was looking at, little head and shoulders potentially. So, you know, for that to play out, though, we're going to need a significant bounce here. So I was long Injective off the support down here, but my bigger orders were lower. But I'm looking at a bounce, you know, either at this 382 region there, or a little bit higher.
Guys, pop your altcoins in the chat. Pop them in the chat. Okay, so you're looking at a head and shoulders.
There. Yeah,
so I agree. I think there is a short-term bounce coming. I do think there's a short-term bounce. Or we dump off today and there's a huge bounce on FOMC.
Look, this 4-hour stock's very oversold, but like we've said a million times, it doesn't mean it can't continue to be oversold while this thing really dumps properly, you know, and that's why I'm identifying little areas that I like next, in case we lose these levels, obviously.
Next one, render, bro. 1.8. I always said 1.6, 1.8 is good long-term buys. It is green for the day. So it'd be nice to see this.
So render's been decent. It lost this really nice support that I was loving, which is now obviously going to become resistance. The big support zone for me next was 1.65-ish, this sort of level. And then we've got this 200-day MA pushing up here. So that's why I wasn't convinced with this first dump and bounce. You know, it hit this wick here, but it's not really significant for me. Like I wanted to see a bigger area hit to have sort of higher conviction. So, you know, I'm just going to let it play out. If I don't get my entry sort of down here in this area, I'm just going to do exactly what you say. I'm going to play this trend, and we'll go from there. And then we got this major trend up there. Let me just zoom out.
Yeah,
we got this big trend here to play with. So there's lots of time. It's like if you don't catch this bottom, you haven't missed anything. There's so much time to get into a position. Yeah.
Yes. The next one I see here is CFX. So guys, a lot of these coins right now, they act like super important like supports. So you can see over here, you can see that. And if you go just below that, you can see this huge ass gap. So it is showing the risk that if Bitcoin plays the bottoms and out, you know, how quick these things can accelerate. So a lot of these tokens, this is a really good side accumulation, but just be patient for these trend breaks. So you don't know where the bottom is right now, but I'll play these trends. If you can see the amount of touches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nearly 7 touches. When there's a close outside of this, that will be the time to go long and put your stops under the low. So just be a little bit patient with some of these tokens that are creating these long sort of moves. And remember, the longer they do accumulate, the bigger the move. So the longer it does like form this, you'll see how quickly it absorbs it to the upside at any single moment. So just use these very simple techniques with many of your coins. Litecoin, though. Litecoin. Okay, guys, we'll go another 7-8 minutes.
Let me show you Litecoin here.
Sure.
I'm still holding this short. It was a sort of a head short. No reason to exit yet. At the moment, it's actually lost the 200-day MA, so I'm treating that as also another resistance area. So here's Litecoin. It's lost this 200-day. Yeah, so we gave this entry on the live sessions. We had a fib, we had a trend, we had horizontal. It made sense that if we pushed into it, we were gonna get a short opportunity. You know, so we're just letting this thing settle, let it trickle down. If it pushes up, I'm not in any rush to exit this thing. It can even have a little fake out back into this zone, maybe add to the position. Yeah, so I'm in no rush. It was a halving short, basically. You know, we rode it into the halving. And then, like we spoke about last week, you know, it tends to die down a little bit as we get closer. So for me, it was just based on that. Litecoin next levels. Let's have a look. I mean, I really like these areas down here.
Yeah, it looks like the
Pretty
dinosaur
deep,
coins are. I think that narrative's done for a while. I think it's time to start moving to what didn't move. You know.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
what
look at
didn't-
XRP. It's looking tired now.
Yeah, they are looking a bit tired.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to jump back into Litecoin long. Put it that way. You know, I think
Okay,
there's
let's jump on to the next. If it's boring as shit, we come back to it when it's good. Right now, it's terrible.
It's also boring. Look at this thing. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗃 killing me.
Have you, yeah,
Arb's a good one. Yeah.
𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏, yeah, let's have a look at 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏. I don't have 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏 personally. I haven't gotten into many of these new tokens this year. I'm actually not interested in all these because I feel like all of these new, I wouldn't say narratives, but new tokens, like it's going to take time for them to go. Like we're in this test phase, even these bot tokens now. Like if you don't catch it right, it's just going to wreck you in the beginning. And give them a few months, get them to where they need to be, and then you accumulate. 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏 breaking trend,
Yeah, this is 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏. Yeah, it's kind of just hanging on for now. We're going to be very heavily guarded by BTC here. So the best way to play it, just pull in this new trend now. So, you know, we're assuming we're in a downtrend. Okay, so we can pull in our new trend. And maybe, you know, we can look for these bounces and reactions there. You know, if we don't hold this level, we're coming down here. You know, I've identified these other areas. So, you know, aggressive entries would be at these lows. You know, the safer plays would be, you know, ride the break, retest, and then take the long whenever that is, you know. So just be patient.
It is crazy. A lot of these RSIs are tapped out though. So it's going to happen quick. If there's any dumps, it's going to happen fast now. But if the market just keeps going sideways, there will be a pre-pump. I definitely feel that there will be a pre-pump.
The daily's nearly there, you know. Last time the daily was this low, we were over there. Last time this daily was there, we were there. Okay. So the signs are there that we should get another push at some point.
A big push. Okay, cool, bro. Thank you so much. Is there anything else?
Sure, man. In front of me, no.
Okay. So FOMC. Cool. Thanks, bro. Go follow Dole. Go below. Go see his Twitter and go follow him. That's in the description. So guys, remember we've got the tournament. Go sign up for the tournament. Go below and jump in if you want to be a part of an $8 million prize. We want Banter to take this. At least top 3 minimum. Secondly, guys, we've got FOMC tomorrow. So there might be 2 plays. So I might do 2 shows. Let's have a look. But otherwise, there might be my show this normal time, or I might just go live on FOMC and actually do like a live trading and look at that. Because I think that's going to set that direction. Because if things go really bullish, maybe the big fake out happens tomorrow, where ultimately it gets back into 30 and we start to run. So we want to make sure we pay attention to a lot of those entries. So I'll be back again tomorrow, getting into full action. I'm doing shows for the rest of the week, I think, including Saturday. So I'll let you guys know. But for now, be patient. I'll probably load up, like I said, on trading portfolio, Solana, Matic, Chainlink, Doge. For long-term phantom dots, I would just be dollar costing into those. Prepare again. Someone said, are we still calling alt season? For me, it can start at any single moment. Stop asking when. Are you ready for when it happens? That's one of the big things that you need to pay attention to. And again, prep for what you want out of this bull market. Make yourself videos, because when it comes, we've got to put our heads down and we've got to stay focused. And if you have not done sniper school just yet, you are shooting yourself in the foot. You can only but better yourself and make sure that you're ready. You're the boss. You're in charge. You need to look after your money. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love, Banter fam.